Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today I want to go to a rather special location that's within inhabited space. I'm out here in the Maya Nebula in the Seleno system, but got a few jumps to go to the destination. The destination is a system called Apam Napat, and you'll understand why I want to visit upon our arrival there. I've done this trip many times before, but this was one of the first times I come across this binary star system here, so I spent a few moments just having a quick look to check the area around. I do really like these binary stars. They're not quite contact binaries because obviously they're not in the game just yet, but nonetheless it's an interesting proposition to try and navigate between the two stars without getting yourself pulled out of Super Cruise. In fact, it's these close quarter planets, these close quarter stars, that make for some of the most spectacular locations within the game, and that's exactly what's going on here within Apam Napat. We've got two very close planets here, both of them ringed, almost in contact with each other, and both of them are very close to the local star here, and that of course gives you some rather spectacular effects when you get into the ring system. Although ring systems still have their flaws currently, at least until their update in patch 2.1, they can still look rather darn good if you can get the sunlight angled at them from the correct direction. And whilst up here you can see the rather low draw distance, once I pan round a bit you can see the lovely starlight shining through the ring field there. Now if you've watched others of my videos before, you'll no doubt know by now that ring systems are one of my favourite locations within the game, albeit with the current graphical problems, but they still can look rather lovely. Just look at this. And what's great here in Apam Napat is that you've got the planetary body orbiting really close to the rings here, and you've got the other planet nearby as well. So when you're down here within the rings, you can see both planets, and that's a rather unusual sight to see. Quite a treat. You can see here that I've disabled the graphical filter EDFX that I use because there is a little bit too much brightness on the ship itself, but I do think that the graphic enhancements here do make a substantial difference to the ring system and the planets themselves, so for the most part I do like to leave it enabled. Here then on Apam Napat 3 there is a small little base here. I didn't know what to expect until I got down to the surface. I was expecting maybe there'd be a little landable port here, but it turns out to be a very small little NPC outpost here with a couple of mining units nearby, and of course it's protected by a small skimmer, or a couple of skimmers actually. I skirted around the base here looking for a place to land nearby, and there's no place to land there unfortunately, but I thought why not give it a try to land down on the roof there. You can tell it's clearly not an official landing pad, and I didn't know whether or not the skimmers would take offence and start shooting at me. But it's something I just wanted to do, something I just wanted to try out. The area is very small, and it's things like this that really do convey the sense of scale and the size of the ships that we're using. It's easy to forget that the Asp Explorer is over 56 metres in length. That's a lot longer than some yachts. At any rate, it turned out that the skimmers here weren't at all offended by the fact that I was attempted to land on their roof. Not an amazing feat by any means, but at least I managed to get all 4 feet on the roof here. Apam Napat, both in terms of what it looks like up in space and down on planets, is quite visually stunning, and that effect is only bolstered by the layer of dust and gases here, which give it a slightly atmospheric look. It's not too hard to imagine areas like this covered in grass, vegetation, and with water running down the slopes and hills. Something that's still probably a very long way off indeed, but something hopefully that is eventually gonna arrive. After a while, I decided to leave the third planet here in this system and head for Apam Napat 4. Apam Napat is actually a rather interesting name. In Indo-Iranian mythology, in the Rig Veda, Apam Napat is the supreme god of creation, and in Hinduism, Apam Napat is the god of fresh water. Elite Dangerous is littered with such names. Many of the star systems throughout the game, including stations, feature names from mythology, from religion, from legend, as well as from fiction. And of course, there are also many names from modern history and culture. The fourth planet was very close by, as you can see, and only takes moments to get to. Now what's really great about both these planets is that they are both landable. I'd arguably say that Apam Napat 4 here has some of the best views in local space, not least because you can see its own ring system, but also because you can see the ring from the neighbouring planet there in addition to the local star. Now in patch 2.1 the local star system lighting is going to be changed, and in areas like this it may have quite a dramatic effect on how these places end up looking, especially if the local star is either red or deep orange. Many of you will probably have seen my best damned places in the galaxy series. The plan now is that I'm going to visit many of those locations to take a long and detailed look at them, much like this video. Those will be coming over the next few weeks. For now though, that brings us to the end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. This is Space Engine, I'm Obsidian Ant, and today we're going to go on a tour through space. Now, Space Engine, for those of you that don't know, is a fully simulated universe. You can go absolutely anywhere within it, any planet, any star, any galaxy, any nebula, literally anywhere you can imagine. The galaxies out there are full of natural wonders, full of beauty. It's absolutely stunning places like these two massive planets here. Now these two planets are extremely hot, very close to their local star. The one in the background there is a gas giant, and this planet here is known as a scorched desert.